Welcome to my journey through the Bible. This will be applications that we can apply to our life and a little more in depth about the chapter. We are in Exodus 19 1 through 25. So, Mount Zion is a famous mountain in Israel. This is the location that God met Moses in the burning bush that was not consumed. This is the place that God is taking care of the Israelites. He will give them his laws and his guidelines for living a good life. This is the mountain that Elijah heard God in a still small voice. And this is the mountain that God made his covenant with Abraham. Now, Israel is the descendants of Abraham. And while God gives us his laws and his guidelines, he's also telling us the potential blessings we will receive and the tragic consequences that will come from disobeying. Now, God had promised that Israel would become a great nation. They were to be set apart and they were to be a holy nation. It was God's plan for all of Israel to become priests. But it wasn't it wasn't too long until Israel became corrupt. And then God established Aaron and his descendants to be the priest and to teach his laws to all of the children. The death and resurrection of Christ allows each one of us to approach God freely. So we are to become holy and a royal priest for God as well. We are to learn his word and we are to grow in his word, and then we are to go out and teach other people about his word and about God. We are to represent God in a way of being a servant to the rest of the world. God had chose one nation to set apart and to teach everyone else. Jesus had came and set the examples for us that one day the whole world would know God, who he is, what he has done, what he is doing, and what he will do for us. So don't miss the point that God wants to bless us. God wants us to have a good life, but we must obey him and his laws. The good intentions of people tend to wear off, and then when life hits hard and troubles and trials come, we lose sight of what's really important. So we have to stay on guard all the time. Satan is looking for opportunities to trip us up, to push us down and kick us into sin. That is his main goal, to pull people away from God. He tried to pull Jesus away from God when he was weak and when he was hungry. And of course, Jesus said, "Satan, get behind me." And Jesus resisted. So we can say the same thing and we can try to resist Satan. When we tell him to get behind us, he cannot be in the presence of the Lord. So when we ask Jesus to be in our life, he's going to be there and he's going to keep Satan at bay. That doesn't mean we won't be tempted. It doesn't mean that we won't be tried. It just means that we have a little extra help on our side. And Moses told the people to sanctify themselves, to cleanse themselves, to clean themselves, not only them, but their clothes. And this means that they had to get ready physically and spiritually. So we have to do the same thing. On Sundays, we physically get cleaned by taking showers and putting on clean, fresh clothes before we come to God to worship. But God says that we have to be ready spiritually too. We have to think about God and His Word. We have to let go of the world and the problems and our everyday schedules that we have and our routines for the day so that we can come and we can worship God. We are to give just a little effort to God, and He will bless us in a big and mighty way. May God be with you in everything and in every way.